In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Erin, Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. Unrest brewing at the leadership level of public education in the country just days away from the start of the new school year. Also, Bahamas Power and Light launches another round of programs to help those struggling to keep the lights on and help others with cost-saving measures. We'll tell you more. And as the country continues to grapple with crime, the Royal Bahamas Police Force engages in its latest recruitment drive to get more to protect and serve. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Only 7 days left before the new academic year begins for public schools, and before those students enter the classroom, there's labor unrest brewing at the leadership level. Some principals and administrators did not show up at their respective schools today to prepare for the new school year, insisting that their outstanding issues need to be resolved. Daniel Dean leads us off at 11 tonight with the reaction from the Bahamas Educators and Managerial Union, who confirmed they agreed to strike.
We're not prepared to show up in work sites without some definitive plan on how this is going to work.
These school administrators and teachers have been pouring their all into their jobs, in some cases even assuming more senior and strenuous job titles without acknowledgement or pay. At least this is one of the reasons President of the Bahamas Educators and Managerial Union, Stephen McPhee, cited for the union's decision to strike. This move comes as teachers were expected to return to schools Monday and students next Monday, the 1st of September.
One of our members have been reassigned from one school to another school on a family island of Eleuthera and is expected to drive 70 miles to go to work. And the person is not even getting gas or transportation allowance.
McPhee says until at least some of their demands are met, none of the 400-plus members are prepared to re-enter school campuses.
On the matters of promotions, there is some 37 of them going back from 2017. All of these persons would have been interviewed. These persons met the requirement. They should have been promoted 1 year following. They were not.
But if the Department of Education will agree to promote them, McPhee says, this will at least be a step in the right direction, one impactful enough to end the strike. The president admitting it might be unreasonable to expect the alleged backlog of unmet needs to be met all at once.
Members do not hope and want by next week, Monday, when students are to report to school, that we are still in this position. So there is no good time to take any sort of action. But again, the employer has an obligation.
Up to news time, union members were still in meetings. This is a story ZNS News will continue to follow. Danielle Dean, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Danielle. In its response, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training sharing some good news for public school administrators. Clothing and transportation allowances will be paid by early September with arrears addressed. 9 outstanding reassignments were completed today, with confirmation matters for 37 officers under review, and the promotion exercise will be concluded without delay. 160 legal matters connected to a court writ that the Ministry of Public Service received in October 2021 were received with 157 completed, leaving only 3 matters outstanding. Staff assigned to the Ivy Dumont building continue to work remotely while health and safety concerns are being addressed. Education officials will further update the union on this matter this Friday, August 29th. Add to that, geographical allowances have already been paid, with any remaining balances being settled. The ministry statement concluded that officials have not stepped away from their responsibilities and will continue to safeguard staff's welfare, strengthen confidence in public administration, and protect the learning environment of all students. Parents and guardians have 2 weeks left. That's Saturday, September 6th. To take advantage of the back-to-school VAT holiday, well, the Consumer Protection Commission is urging parents to exercise caution during the busy shopping period. They want parents to carefully compare prices, check the quality of goods, and keep all receipts for purchases made during this period. Consumers are also being encouraged to report any unfair pricing practices or questionable business conduct directly to the CPC on their 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898. And on the other hand, businesses are being warned against taking advantage of consumers by inflating prices or engaging in unfair practices. With fuel and electricity costs rising during these hot summer months, many families are struggling to keep up with their power bills. But tonight, there's some relief in sight as Bahamas Power and Light is stepping in with new programs to help customers manage high cost. Desmond Saunders reports from BPL's Blue Hill Road headquarters.
As fuel prices soar, feels like your electric bill may be climbing right out of your wallet. But there are simple, smart ways to slash your costs and take control of your power use.
Phantom devices. So, we all have these TVs with the little red dots and, these microwaves, different appliances with time and glowing lights on them. Those are phantom charges. It takes electricity to run that. And so you want to be mindful around what you referred to, the phantom electricity bill. But even more so, there are things you can do. When we talk about the air condition, something we say is, hey, listen, let's try to see if we can keep our air conditioned temperature at 78 degrees.
Director of Customer Service at Bahamas Power and Light, Donahue Ferguson, says getting an energy audit of your power supply at home also helps, providing low cost and savings you'll discover can last for years.
You can actually request to have your home audited. This is where we'll come in, check it out, look for those phantom devices, and see where those phantom charges are coming from, and try to help you to understand how your power is being expended, where you can actually get savings.
Switching to LED lighting is one of the fastest ways to slash your electricity bill. LEDs use up to 80% less energy.
What I always tell everybody is, listen, pay attention when you're purchasing light bulbs. Pay attention to the specs on the light bulb, because you don't want to be misled by a title or by a name. Make sure that those are actually those electrical appliances that actually provide the savings.
And remember, unplug the energy vampires, wash smart, light wisely. Here at BPL, Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Those are great energy-saving tips. Thanks very much, Desmond. From politics tonight, the opposition Free National Movement, despite a few delays, is expected to ratify more of its candidates for the upcoming election later this week. Corval Pyfrom is at the F&M's Mackey Street headquarters with more on that announcement.
The Free National Movement's press conference here at Mackey Street headquarters Sunday was intended to focus on the issue of crime in the country. But obviously that was not the only hot-button issue at focus. F&M leader Michael Pintard Sunday unveiled what he calls a comprehensive 10-point plan to effectively deal with the country's crime crisis. A plan he says he will swiftly put in place if elected. The plan, among other things, includes revamping urban renewal, hiring more police officers, clearing the backlog of court cases, modernization and digitization of the police force, and expanding rehabilitation programs.
These 10 steps, which is a part of a broader plan, form something we believe will be tough, balanced, and achievable. And so we are not just promising what will come tomorrow, we are working right now, today.
But not surprisingly, the current administration is less than impressed with the opposition's ideas. In a statement released soon after Sunday's F&M press conference, the Progressive Liberal Party charged Pintard and his party were once again late to the conversation on crime. The statement reads further, today they presented nothing new and nothing different from what is already being implemented by the Davis administration, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and the courts. Also coming out of Sunday's presser, clearer understanding of when the F&M will ratify more of its candidates, though Pintard would only share very little.
As Dr. Sands also said, he said soon directly. And we agree with Dr. Sands. So soon directly will be before, by this time next week, we would have ratified another group of candidates. Despite the fact that we do not have the Boundaries Commission report, even though we know the government is working diligently on it, without us knowing what their plans are, by Wednesday of next week, we would have ratified an additional group of candidates, and I'm reasonably and reliably informed it's Thursday of this coming week.
In June, the F&M ratified 17 candidates for Grand Bahama, Exuma, Ragged Island, New Providence, North and South Eleuthera, South Abaco, and North Andros and the Berry Islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Thanks, Corvell. Still to come, police searching for an alleged gunman. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
To uphold the law and protect the Bahamas. That's every officer's duty. Hopefully, after this week, the number of officers pledged to fulfill that mandate will increase. Daniel Dean visited the Police Training College this morning for more details on the Royal Bahamas Police Force's recruitment exercise.
If you believe you possess a calling to protect and serve, the time to act is now. Until the 29th of August, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will have their recruitment portal open.
The requirement for persons applying to be police officers, first you have to be a Bahamian citizen between the ages of 18 and 30.
The portal, which opened Monday, August 25th, will only be open for 5 days. Here are additional requirements.
We ask for 4 BGCSEs, including maths and English. However, we do have entrance exams that persons who don't meet that qualification will be able to take at a later date.
There are 104 recruits currently in the middle of training on both New Providence and Grand Bahama and are set to graduate this November.
We recruit all Bahamians from all family islands, and we have officers in training now that's from Auckland, Maguana, Cat Island, Grand Bahama, Nassau, Bimini. So when we open the portal, we open that for all Bahamians, not just Nassauvians or Grand Bahamians.
Further, Mills said around this time of year is when young adults are inclined to apply. especially since BGCSE results have recently been released.
On average, we see about 800 to 1,000 persons.
Out of this number, about 100 individuals on average are recruited successfully, according to police stats. Assistant Superintendent Lawrence Smith says the standard training course time is 26 weeks and includes training in law, tactical training, driving, firearms, among other things.
You aren't required to come to the Police Training College. We have a portal. It's online. You can put in your application via the portal. Additionally, as prospective police officers, we encourage persons to take that bold step. We're looking for courageous, ethical, strong-willed person that are willing to make a change and commit to service in this country.
Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles announced just last month at least 2,000 additional officers are needed to meet the force's demand. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks for the reporting, Danielle. From the Daily Crime Report, 3 shootings in less than 12 hours, 4 men wounded, and police searching for answers. Around 1 o'clock this morning, a 28-year-old man was shot while sitting in a car outside a business on Blue Hill Road. Police say 3 men opened fire before fleeing in a green Jeep. Then just before 5 a.m., officers went to Mount Royal Avenue, where a 43-year-old man was shot on arrival at a business minutes later. A second victim, age 48, was found on 6th Terrace after being shot during a dispute inside the same establishment. The third shooting incident, reported by police, happened shortly after 9:30 this morning when a 24-year-old man was injured in an attempted armed robbery at a Blue Hill Road business. The suspect, dressed in a gray hoodie and blue jeans, fled the scene. All victims remain in hospital. Police are urging anyone with information to call 911, 919, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Paradise Island police officers served as Good Samaritans once again after thwarting another alleged attempted suicide. Shortly before 5:30 yesterday morning, the officers went to the Sydney-Poitier Bridge, where they encountered a woman who informed them that she intended to jump in an effort to end her life. While speaking with her, she attempted to do so, but officers quickly intervened and prevented the act. She was subsequently taken to the Paradise Island Police Station and later transported to the hospital by ambulance for further medical evaluation. A 49-year-old man is detained in serious condition in hospital tonight after he was allegedly struck on the head with a blunt object by a man while at a residence on Sunrise Road in Gamble Heights shortly before 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. An investigation into this matter is underway. Take a look at the picture on your screen. Detectives want to question 29-year-old Anthony Henfield of South Beach Drive for possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. The only traits police provided is that he has a dark brown complexion and medium build. If you can assist police locate 29-year-old Anthony Henfield of South Beach Drive, call the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or to 919-911 or your nearest police station. Over in Abaco, police there are piecing clues together on how a structural fire claimed the life of a young boy. Officers learned about the blaze at a house in Crown Haven around 3 o'clock this morning and found the home destroyed by the flames. Abaco police say the exact cause of the fire is not known at this time. However, investigations into this matter continue. 68 foreigners were apprehended by immigration enforcement officers this past week. The group comprised of an Israeli, a Jamaican, and 20 Haitian nationals. The August 15th through 22nd operation also resulted in the collection of $43,000 in outstanding immigration fees. A joint operation between immigration and the Royal Bahamas Police Force last week Friday targeted unregulated communities in eastern New Providence with a roadblock. This operation resulted in the arrest of 20 Haitian nationals for overstaying and illegally landing. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Amajal?
And the Bahamas' Billie Jean King Cup team returns home. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission, and the AFCFTA Secretariat brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy. And I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Another busy sports weekend here in the capital. We start off tonight's sportscast with our Billie Jean King Cup team. The team of Sydney and Jalissa Clark, Sapphire Ferguson, and Simone Pratt would perform exceptionally well this past week. The team set out with the goal to gain a promotion at the America's Group 3 tournament, and they did exactly that. After taking down the host nation on Thursday, the team went head-to-head with Uruguay on Friday and won 2-1. The win marked their 5th straight victory of the competition, giving them a perfect 5-0 win-loss record after previously defeating Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Curacao, and of course securing a promotion to the America's Group 2 tournament set for next year. The team returned home on Sunday, and the players were met by their family and friends, along with BLTA officials, after their stellar performance.
I am very grateful for this opportunity. It was a bittersweet moment to see that my first time making the Billie Jean Cup team, that we came out victorious and brought the gold back home after the boys did their part. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Honestly, I'm just genuinely appreciative to be here, and I'm so glad that I was blessed with the opportunity for the second time to be on the team. But I'd say this time was very different, especially with them here with us.
We weren't there. We were cheering with them in spirit. The ladies did a phenomenal job. I think they had the inspiration from the Davis Cup, so they said that they won't be outdone, so they went out. They went 5-0, beat 5 nations to move up to the next zone. So we're all proud of them. We're all excited.
Also from this weekend, our senior men's national volleyball team having to settle for silver after coming up short on Saturday night in the Caribbean Volleyball Championships gold medal match against Curacao. Bahamas would lose in 3 straight sets, 25-21, 25-23, and 25-16. A valiant effort, though, for Team Bahamas to even get to the medal match, As after starting the tournament 0-2, suffering close losses to Jamaica and Suriname, the 242 would rally and win its next 2 matches to secure their spot in the title game. Speaking to players post-match, while the result may have not been what they wanted, the team's performance this past week bodes well for the future of the program.
We were happy to be here in the gold medal match. We showed resilience, coming down from 2 losses, like you said. We fought, we never gave up, and you know, silver isn't bad. We wanted the gold, but we're happy with the silver.
I think the most important thing we could take away is that we showed the level of volleyball that we have in this country, and I hope that it inspires a lot of people to continue to support, to continue to play, and just keep the faith in us and trust that we're just going to work hard and make the country proud.
In basketball news from Nicaragua, the Bahamas senior men's national basketball team looking to regroup after dropping their first 2 games of the group phase at the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup tournament. On Saturday, Team Bahamas took the USA to the brink in an overtime thriller, but suffered a 105-93 loss. The Americans used a 6-0 run to build a 9-0 run, actually, to build a 6-point lead. Bahamas stopped the run with a 3-pointer of their own, but the U.S. then closed the game on another run, going 15-3 down the stretch and dominating on the offensive end to close out for the opening victory. Now, the score was not as close against Brazil on Sunday, as the Bahamas was defeated in convincing fashion, 84-66. The team now has an 0-2 win-loss record in Group A. Franco Miller Jr., who forced OT against the USA, led Team Bahamas with a team-high 19 points. Now, as for the group standings, Brazil leads Group A with a 2-0 record and 4 points. The USA sits in second with a 1-0 record and 2 points. Bahamas remains winless with an 0-2 record and 2 points. Uruguay is last in the group with an 0-1 record and 1 point. Bahamas has a day off, but will return to action against Uruguay on Tuesday. From the MLB, a milestone night for Bahamian baseball superstar Jazz Chisholm Jr. as he would hit his 100th home run of his career on Sunday night. Jazz actually going yard twice, helping to lift the Yankees over their rival, the Boston Red Sox, 7-2. He finished 2 for 4 in the night. A bittersweet night for Chisholm, as he could be seen near tears in the dugout as he would reveal that he recently lost one of his closest friends. The Yankees return to the field tonight to start their series against the Washington Nationals. And that's my look at your sports on this Monday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Biggest night this November 1st. Join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground. Performing for the first time, Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground, Nassau. Tyrese and Uncle Sam together for the first time in Nassau. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations, or log on to cashandgobahamas.com for info. Call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles. Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day. Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
It's time for your final check on weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. In the tropics, we continue to monitor Tropical Storm Fanan. It's now some 485 miles to the east-northeast of Bermuda, moving towards the north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds, 60 miles per hour, but weakening is in the forecast, and Fanan could become an extratropical cyclone by the middle of the week by Wednesday, and dissipating by about Thursday as it moves over the cooler waters of the North Atlantic. And then there's another area we will be keeping an eye on over the next several days in the western Gulf of Mexico, eastern Gulf of Mexico. We anticipate an area of low pressure could form here as we head into the weekend in the early part of next week, and that is expected to track towards the east, moving across the Florida Peninsula, and that can also drag some showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas as we head into the weekend. So we will see an increase in showers and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend as a result of this possible tropical system. And our satellite pictures showing the stall-out frontal boundary also across Florida, and that's producing some showers over the northwest Bahamas with occasional thunderstorms as well. And that will be the off-and-on pattern during the course of the night and tomorrow. And our temperatures around the islands: Marshall, Wabico, 86, Greenville, Key, and Freeport, Grand Bahama at 83 degrees, the Berry Islands, 87, 86 in Alistown, Bimini, 86 also in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 84, Otterstown, Kid Island, 84 degrees, 86 in Black Point, Exuma, and Camp Space Orlando's, Fresh Creek Central Orlando's at 85 degrees. Picking up some more 84s in San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma at 85 degrees, 85s again in Ragged Island, Cloud, San Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana at 83, Acklands 83, Machitan, Inagua 85. Over in the Texas and Crickets Islands, we have a temperature of 86 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we are looking at very warm conditions, cloudy this evening, then partly cloudy later on tonight. So we have a slight reduction in the cloud as we head into the late part of the night. But temperature-wise, we're going to fall off to about 83 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny with a thunderstorm and on the prowl. And that's going to be primarily in the afternoon. Still very hot, high temperature getting up to 91 degrees. And we're looking at those heat indices around 107 degrees or more. So a very steamy day again tomorrow. So as usual, we remind you to keep yourself hydrated. Extended weather forecast looking like this. Those summery temperatures going to be with us right through Friday, and then we get a little slight break where we get you below the 90-degree mark on Saturday, but that will be short-lived as we will be right back into the 90s as of Sunday, heading into the early part of the week when we'll see some great clouds moving in, and that's because of that system we talked about earlier in the Gulf of Mexico. Royston.
Thank you so much, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
Kenneth, that was